So you guys know I'm a big-time Cleveland fan, and yesterday I was watching them face off against the Astros, and it blew my mind that they were celebrating the 10-year anniversary of Jose Altuve making his debut. Like, that makes me feel so old, the fact that Jose Altuve has been in baseball for 10 years. We're all getting old really fast. Anyways, what's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. Thank you all so much for stopping by. If this is your first time on the channel, we do this every single day. And also, use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save yourself 20 bucks off your entire order if you're going to any minor league games or big league games anytime soon. Now, we usually start off these videos with the walk-offs, but I do want to talk about two superstar players that could be making their return as soon as the next few weeks. We have Mike Trout, who sometimes I forget how truly thick, I'm saying Thick, how thick Mike Trout is. He looks like an NFL linebacker. I mean, his calves are legit as big as my body, but he is looking good, and I'm hoping that he comes back soon because the Angels need him. And yesterday, the Angels were shut out by the Oakland A's. You have Jose Suarez. He was really good up until the kind of like the middle innings when Matt Olson hits home run number 25 already on the season, and rookie James Caprillion was lights out. He goes 6 shutout innings with 7 strikeouts. Ramon Laureano, he has been that dude this year. He drives in 2 RBIs on this double. And then you have Elvis Andrus as well as Matt Olson making it a 6-run lead in the 7th inning. And the Angels have now lost 3 consecutive games, and they fall to 11 games back of first place. Trout, while he was looking pretty good, he's got to speed it up, because if the Angels do not trade for a starting pitcher and get Mike Trout back before the trade deadline, they're going to be in some trouble. And honestly, I'm going to be very disappointed because Ohtani is having a season for the ages, and they're just wasting one of the greatest. I mean, it's just, I don't like the Angels. Another superstar talent that is on his way back to action, we have Chris Sale turning in a fantastic rehab start. So he is looking to make the Boston Red Sox even better. And the Red Sox were already in first place. Then they called up Jarren Duran. I think he's going to be good. And once they put Chris Sale back in that rotation, it's going to be tough to beat them. Now, I want to talk about the Rays because they're in second place, just behind the Boston Red Sox. So let's see if they took the W. In the first ever all-women broadcast, I thought they all did a fantastic job yesterday. Vidal Brujan, he starts off the game with an exciting RBI as Randy was flying around third base, and then Wander Franco, he makes it 2-0, I think it was, on a sacrifice fly. Now, we just talked about Randy on the bases. Let's talk about his power. He goes 418 feet in the 3rd inning, and then former top prospect Francisco Mejia, he wasn't very good for Cleveland. He wasn't very good for the Padres, but maybe he breaks out like every other player who gets traded to the Rays. He goes 412 feet in the 4th inning, and Shane McClanahan was electric. 7 strikeouts on 1 earned run in 5 innings, and Mejia, he completes a 5 RBI day. I mean, good for him. That was definitely something that he needed for his confidence. His OPS plus is finally above 100 on the season, and then G-Man Choi drives in the 9th and final run, and the Rays are 1 game back of the Boston Red Sox. They need all the W's that they can get because, again, Chris Sale, he's knocking. All right, let's talk about the walk-off victory from yesterday. If you are a Giants fan, you might want to close your ear holes for the next minute or so. You have Alex Dickerson yanking a ball to right field, and Lamont Wade Jr. as well as Estrada and Mr. Mike Yastrzemski, they deliver a very, nightmarish debut for Josiah Gray. Now, Gray is known for throwing a lot of strikes, so he is going to give up the home run from time to time. Now, hopefully he can limit those going forward, because I do believe that he is going to be a solid pitcher going forward. Then you have all-star Chris Taylor hitting 2 home runs to bring the game to within 1, and Tyler Rogers, the closer, who has been pretty good. Actually, he's not the closer. He's like part-time when Jake McGee has thrown too many innings in a row. So he comes in, he walks 2 hitters, and then allows a home run to Will Smith. So honestly, that was probably the most embarrassing and the worst loss of the entire season for the Giants, because the Dodgers are now just 1 game back of first place. And I want to mention that Will Smith, in his first 169 big league games, has 35 home runs, 109 runs batted in, and an almost 140 OPS plus as a catcher. That's almost impossible to do. Moving on over to the Cubs versus the Cardinals. This was a wild ride, so make sure you watch all the way until the end. Trade candidate Chris Bryant makes a sick play in left field, and then Nolan Arenado, he makes sure that Chris can't rob this one. He makes it 2-0 on this bomb, and that was right before Harrison Bader and starting pitcher Johan Oviedo, I don't know how you say his last name, he makes it 4-1, and then Tommy Edman and Rondon, they both go 400 plus feet as Alex Reyes, for the first time in his career, just the day after setting the major league record for most consecutive saves, converted to begin a career. I think he was 24 for 24. He blows a save in wild fashion yesterday, and to be honest with you, I'm surprised it took so long, because because he has a 7.6 walks per nine, which is horrible. He's walking 2 to 3 hitters almost every single inning. Craig Kimbrell comes in after Alex Reyes blows the save, and he was nails. I mean, in my opinion, Craig Kimbrell has been way better than Alex Reyes. He has 22 saves and a .52 ERA. At 33 years old, I think he is. Craig Kimbrell might be having the best season of his career. And also, he's 30 saves away from 400 in his career. We are literally watching the resurgence of a Hall of Fame career. I'm so happy for Kimbrell. So we brought this up in the intro. Jose Altuve was celebrating his 10 years in Major League Baseball. 10 years after his debut, he celebrated with a home run. He is tied for Kyle Schwarber with the most leadoff home runs in all of baseball. And then he turns off gravity for a few moments as he makes a leaping grab in the 3rd inning. And then he hits another home run as Yordan Alvarez, Kyle Tucker, they drive in 4 RBIs. And then a former Cleveland great, one of my favorite players of all time, Michael Brantley, Mr. Smooth I call him, he rips my heart out as the Astros, they destroy Cleveland in large part because Luis Garcia, he continues his Rookie of the Year campaign. 6 shutout innings with 0 walks on 8 strikeouts. Cleveland, they're almost 10 games back of first place, which makes me really sad to say, and I don't want to say that out loud, but the White Sox, they showed yesterday that they are just way too good. You have Abreu and Goodwin making it 2-0, and Moncada on his 8th home run, he raises his OPS plus up to 132. Max Kepler on this catch over in right field, he shifts the momentum momentarily as Minnesota actually reclaims the lead, and they go up 5-4, but that was short-lived as the White Sox explode for 5 runs in the 8th inning, and Jose Abreu on his 18th home run of the season now has 75 RBIs. So a lot of people have been saying he's having a down year. I would love to have 18 home runs and 75 RBIs in a down year. That's how good he is. Both starting pitchers in yesterday's Mariners versus Rockies game were pretty good. They had shutouts going into the 5th inning, and then Connor Joe, the guy who has 2 first names, goes 441 feet for his first career home run. And then Seattle answers back with 2 RBIs off the bat of rookie Cal Raleigh, and he was driven in on a Dylan Moore home run, and Ty France, he doubles in 2 more in the 7th inning, and they deliver a lead to Kendall Graveman, who knocks down his 9th save and lowers his ERA to .9, so not a lot of people are talking about him, but Kendall Graveman has been fantastic. The Mariners are on a 2-game winning streak and 7 games above 500. The Angels are not going to catch them unless they get Mike Trout ASAP and a starting pitcher. The Pineapple Manny Pena comes in huge for Milwaukee. He puts them up 2-1. And then Jorge Soler for the Royals. Just like Max Kepler when he made the catch, he shifted the momentum for the Royals. He's been horrible this entire season, but he delivers on this 430-foot shot. And Mike Minor was fantastic. He goes 6 innings, only allowing 1 earned run with 5 strikeouts. And O'Hearn on this pinch hit home run, he beats Soler by 1 foot. He goes 431 feet, and Greg Holland, he gets his 6th save. I remember when Greg Holland was the best closer in baseball for 2 consecutive seasons, and so far this year, he's been very eh. I can't wait to talk about the Yankees versus the Phillies because it was a fun game, but let's go ahead and bring up the Nationals versus the Marlins. The Nationals, they go up 2-0 for Paulo Espino, who throws 5 shutout innings. The 34-year-old or 36-year-old phenom, I don't exactly remember how old he is. Adam Duvall, as soon as Paulo Espino is taken out, he takes advantage by hitting a 3-run bomb. He's hitting almost 375 with runners in scoring position. I think he's hitting under 200 when the bases are empty. A huge 6th inning for Washington turns the game as Trey Turner and Juan Soto, they reclaim the lead, and then Josh Bell hits career home run number 100. I mean, that's got to be a cool milestone. You can retire saying, I had 100 home runs, and people are going to respect you. And Brad Hand, he delivers with his 20th save. So as much crap I talk about him, Brad Hand has been good, but wait until the playoffs. All right, let's talk about the Yankees versus the Phillies. You have Rhys Hoskins. He kickstarts the scoring with an opposite field home run, but then you have Esteval Florial coming in huge, and he ties it up after Greg Allen tripled. All of a sudden, Greg Allen is becoming prime, Victor Martinez for the New York Yankees because he is just coming in clutch day after day, and we all know that Victor Martinez started with Cleveland, and then he ends up with a different team and becomes even better. Maybe that happens for Greg Allen because it happened for Gio Urshela in the Yankees. Anyways, let's talk about Brett Gardner, Gary Sanchez, and Giancarlo Stanton because they clobber home runs of their own. So they hit 3 bombs, and then Florial adds the 4th home run of the day for New York. He is going to be something special in my opinion. Like, not an MVP caliber player, but I think he's going to be a 15 home run, 20 stolen base guy if he can stay healthy and they actually give him a chance. Andrew McCutchen, he hits a home run against Aroldis Chapman, who does convert his 17th save of the year, but Aroldis Chapman, his woes continue even though he strikes out 3. he's given up way too many home runs. We have the Reds versus the Mets. 4 home runs combined were hit in the first 3 innings as the Reds, they go up 3-1 after Votto and Aquino, they go back-to-back. Now, speaking of Aquino, he comes back for a nice grab in the 4th inning, and Wade Miley, a lot of people don't talk about him, but he has been one of the 15 best pitchers in all of baseball this year. He has 8 strikeouts, only allowing 1 earned run, and I think he is top 10 in WAR for pitchers to begin the season. And then Amir Garrett, he was able to hold it down. He's been very shaky this year, so I'm happy for him. He's from Las Vegas, so I always like seeing Vegas guys succeed. Speaking of Vegas guys, we have the Tigers versus the Rangers, and my friend, I'm just going to keep it my friend today, Joey Gallo, he robs Jonathan Scope early on, and I fully expect Gallo to be in a different uniform before July 30th, the trade deadline. We have Robbie Grossman hitting a home run over everyone, and Eric Haas and Scope, they make it 3-1. And Tariq Skubal, I think honestly he might be better than Casey Mize. He was very impressive, going 6 innings on 1 earned run with no walks, and Gregory Soto, he strikes out the side, and the Tigers have won 5 games in a row. Now, the final 2 games from yesterday, let's talk about those real quick. The Braves versus the Padres. It was kind of a boring game, but let's talk about it real quick. You have Heredia driving in an RBI in the 2nd, and then Pham ties it up in the 4th on a sacrifice fly. Touki Toussaint was great, only allowing 1 earned run in this start, and Freddie Freeman on his 22nd home run of the year. He brings his batting average to .427 over his last 28 days, and Will Smith, he collects save number 19 on the year, and the Braves are now 3.5 games back of first place and 1 win away from 500. And we all know what happens to the Braves when they're getting close to a 500 record. They start losing. It's like they're allergic to playing 500 baseball. And last but not least, the Diamondbacks versus the Pirates. You have Brian Reynolds turning into Kevin Pillar for a moment with a Superman catch to end the 2nd inning. And the Pirates, they go up 5-1 after a home run from John Nogowski. I thought the Pirates were going to run away with this because they were playing good defense. They were having timely home runs. But then Arizona, out of nowhere, in the blink of an eye, they put up 10 runs between the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th inning, so they were not messing around. Again, the Cubs, I don't know what to make of them. Are they going to trade their pieces because they keep on winning? The Diamondbacks, they think that they're going to be able to compete even though they're a million games out of first place and the wild card. Like, I don't know. If I was these guys, I would think about trading my best players and then tanking for better. I mean, maybe that's why I'm not a GM. Maybe that's discrediting the game of baseball and ruining its integrity. But yeah, the Diamondbacks are still bad. All right, everyone. Well, that does it for today's MLB recap. Thank you all so much for stopping by. If you learned something new or enjoyed it, do not be afraid to leave a like and subscribe. Remember to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save yourself $20 off your entire ticket order. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Enjoy this day in MLB history.